Unfortunately, in today's bustling world, the art of silence seems lost amidst constant noise and chatter. But what if choosing not to speak held as much strength as speaking up? How often do we pause to reflect on the meaning of our quiet moments? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy teaching self-control through reason and emotional strength, offers valuable insights into knowing when to speak. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, wisely said, "It's better to stumble with the feet than with the tongue." This insightful saying prompts us to consider how often we've regretted speaking hastily, especially out of anger. Stoicism doesn't just caution against this. It encourages us to use silence as a tool for personal growth and peace. Imagine facing life's challenges with the calm confidence that your silence communicates more effectively than words ever could. Stoic philosophy teaches that silence isn't just about not speaking. It's a thoughtful response carefully chosen to navigate life's complexities. It's an active and powerful force, a strategy that can ease conflicts, protect us from harm, and foster understanding. But when should we embrace silence? Let's explore 9 key moments when choosing silence isn't just wise but life-changing. As we delve into these lessons, consider how practicing Stoic silence might transform your interactions and inner peace. What if a moment of quiet could diffuse a heated argument instead of harsh words? How might a pause help you express your feelings and thoughts more meaningfully? Join us as we uncover these powerful moments to embrace silence, guided by the wisdom of Stoicism. Are you ready to delve deeper into the profound teachings of Stoicism? Number 1. When being criticized unfairly. Unfortunately, in today's busy world, the art of handling unfair criticism seems to have faded. Stoic philosophy offers a unique perspective, seeing criticism as an opportunity to grow stronger and demonstrate integrity. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic, once remarked that what truly troubles us isn't the criticism itself, but rather how we perceive and react to it. This insight challenges us to reconsider our response to criticism. Can a shift in perspective make us more resilient? Think about a time when staying composed in the face of unjust criticism changed the outcome for the better. Imagine you're leading a project at work and face harsh criticism from your boss. A Stoic approach would involve calmly assessing the feedback, extracting constructive insights while disregarding baseless negativity. Epictetus emphasizes that such a method not only preserves our peace of mind, but also upholds our professional dignity. Living Stoicism means responding with thoughtful composure rather than defensiveness, allowing the quality of our actions to speak for themselves. Choosing not to react impulsively to unfair criticism isn't passivity, it's a strategic decision aligned with Stoic principles. By focusing on what we can control, our reactions and attitudes, we harness a quiet strength that turns potential conflicts into displays of personal fortitude and philosophical commitment. Reflect on how embracing silence could open up opportunities for thoughtful responses instead of reactive speech. How might this practice not only enhance your inner peace, but also influence those around you? Incorporating Stoic principles into our daily lives, especially when faced with unjust criticism, aligns us with a philosophy valuing character strength over fleeting approval. This promotes personal growth and inspires others in a world often dominated by self-promotion. Stoicism encourages us to embrace silence, echoing Marcus Aurelius's advice. Don't waste time debating what a good person should be. Be one. Consider how responding silently to boastfulness can transform a potentially ego-driven environment into a space for introspection and growth. By adopting Stoic principles, we can transform adversity into opportunities for personal evolution. As Epictetus wisely said, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." When faced with unjust criticism, maintaining composure and responding respectfully not only demonstrates strength but also fosters an environment conducive to growth. Stoicism teaches us to separate criticism from our self-worth and seek truth in even the harshest feedback. By focusing on our personal growth and virtues, we can rise above adversity and continue on our path with resilience and integrity. Dealing with unfair criticism can be challenging, but with Stoic guidance, these moments become opportunities to strengthen our character and move forward confidently. Embrace a moment of reflection, detach criticism from your value. Find any hint of truth, respond calmly and respectfully, and keep your focus on personal growth. That's living the Stoic ideal of inner strength amidst external challenges. Number 2. Stoic silence in the middle of boasts. Imagine you're at a networking event where a coworker is bragging excessively about their recent raises and luxurious lifestyle. It might be tempting to counter their bravado with your own achievements, but Stoicism teaches the power of restraint. By choosing silence, you maintain your composure and let others reveal their true selves through their words. This approach conserves your energy for more meaningful conversations. This method not only preserves your dignity, but also portrays you as someone confident in your accomplishments, who doesn't seek external validation. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not a sign of passivity, but a strategic choice that demonstrates wisdom and self-assurance. As another wise Stoic says, "He who does not wish to be outnumbered by greater benefits should not return one benefit with another. He should return many at once." In practical terms, this means responding to empty boasts not with words, but with the quiet grace of your actions and the quality of your character. How often do you find yourself responding to someone else's success story with one of your own? What might happen if you instead chose to listen fully, acknowledging their accomplishments with a nod or a smile, while keeping your focus on your own virtues and goals? Embracing Stoic silence in the face of boasts fosters a life not driven by competition, but by happiness and inner success. It creates an environment where you can thrive peacefully and genuinely, based on self-worth rather than comparative measures. Reflect on this lesson and consider how accepting quiet could enhance your life and relationships. Please write about your ideas and experiences in the space below. Let's work together to make each other's lives more peaceful and happy. Number 3. When dealing with anger. When we're angry, it can feel like a wild storm that sweeps away all reason and calm. But in the middle of this storm, Stoic philosophy offers a safe place, a moment of silence to help us manage these strong feelings. Epicurus, a famous Stoic figure, advised keeping quiet most of the time and only speaking when necessary. Imagine a day at work when a coworker's mistake causes you hours of extra work. Your first instinct might be to lash out in anger. But what if you chose silence instead? By not reacting in anger, you give yourself time to think about the situation more objectively. This pause can prevent the conflict from escalating and lead to constructive solutions instead of heated arguments. Think about it. How often has reacting quickly in anger made things worse? What could be different if you took a moment to calm down before speaking? Marcus Aurelius, another well-known Stoic, reminds us that the results of anger are often worse than the things that make us angry. This thought encourages us to consider the aftermath of our anger. Most of the time, the effects of an angry outburst are worse than the original cause of our anger. Consider Nelson Mandela, a famous leader who chose to forgive his abusers after years in jail, instead of getting angry. This decision not only improved his own life, but also led a country to reconciliation. Using silence when you're angry doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means choosing a response that aligns with your best self. This practice improves your peace, relationships, and overall success. As you navigate the inevitable frustrations of daily life, remember that silence can be your sanctuary, a place where wisdom rules. Adopt it, and you may find that a quiet response is not only the most profound, but also the most powerful. Anger is a normal feeling everyone experiences at some point. However, uncontrolled anger can damage relationships and your health. Stoicism teaches useful ways to control anger by focusing on self-control, clear thought, and inner peace. Identify the cause. Look at your triggers to figure out what makes you angry. Is it a person, a setting, or a certain event? Self-reflection. Think about why these things upset you. Our assumptions and ideas often play a big role. Acceptance. Know that you can't change what happens in the outside world, but you can change how you react. Practice mindfulness. Focus on the present instead of past problems or future worries. Deep breathing exercises. When you feel angry, do deep breathing exercises to calm your mind and body. Pause and think. Before you respond, stop and consider the consequences of your actions. Change your perspective. Try to see things from the other person's point of view to show empathy. Build emotional strength. Remind yourself that you can choose how to react. Use self-control and patience. Emotional detachment. Separate your feelings from what's going on. Look at the situation objectively. Get stronger inside. Engage in activities that help you manage your emotions, like exercising, writing, or meditating. Number 4. Silence amidst unfounded rumors. When people talk, stories can spread like leaves caught in a gust of wind. When these rumors aren't true, they can cause harm and confusion. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful response: silence. Consider the story of a teacher in a small town who was wrongly accused of misconduct. As rumors spread through the community, the teacher chose not to add fuel to the fire by denying or explaining what happened. Instead, she relied on her honesty and integrity to stand firm. This silence is not passive surrender, but a wise decision based on understanding. Marcus Aurelius said, "You hold power over your thoughts, not over outside events. Understand this, and you will be strong." How often have we seen quickly spoken words make things worse? How might silence protect you from the arrows of false accusations? By refusing to comment, the teacher let the community's initial excitement die down. As time went on and no new proof came to light, the truth became her defense. This illustrates the Stoic belief that you should focus on what you can control, your reactions and actions, instead of worrying about how stories spread, which you can't stop. Epictetus once said that if someone says bad things about you, you should always compliment them. This counterintuitive approach suggests that reacting to negativity with positivity, or in this case, silence, can alter the course of unproductive interactions. When false accusations are made, speaking quietly can show respect and trust in the truth. To apply this in your own life, consider how important it is to wait to reply to stories until the storm passes. Remember that the best way to maintain your peace and image is to live by the ideals you preach, not by fighting every whisper. In these situations, staying quiet isn't just a way to protect yourself, it's also a way to demonstrate your commitment to Stoic principles. As you navigate the challenges of personal and professional relationships, let Stoic silence guide you through the chaos of false rumors, finding in it a path to a peaceful, happy, and successful life. Number 5. How to deal with loss. How do you cope with the utter silence that follows a major loss? Loss is a common human experience that often leaves a void filled with sadness and confusion. However, Stoicism offers a unique way of dealing with pain. For example, C.S. Lewis, a famous author, wrote about his grief after losing his wife in A Grief Observed. He said, "The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before." This reflects a very Stoic way of thinking. Stoics believe that our experiences are part of a bigger natural flow of life, and that loss and love go hand in hand. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "The day we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity." How might your response to loss change if you see it as a shift instead of an end? What might you gain by accepting the silence that comes after loss, giving yourself time and room to think and heal? After his wife's death, Lewis didn't try to fill the silence with explanations or distractions. Instead, he used it to deeply explore his thoughts and feelings, embodying the Stoic belief that hardships can foster personal growth. His journey through grief showed how maintaining a calm mind can help someone deal with deep emotional pain, turning it into a profound understanding of life's fragility and beauty. Silence after a loss isn't a way to hide or deny what happened. Reflect on how you've dealt with losses in the past. Please share your thoughts and experiences with loss, as well as how Stoic practices may have affected your path. What lessons have you learned, and how has silence helped you heal? Let's discuss and support each other in the comments below. One of the hardest things in life is dealing with death. It's challenging to cope with grief and sadness when you lose something important, like a loved one, job, or a big opportunity. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy started by Zeno of Citium in Athens, gives us timeless advice on handling these hard times. Taking the Stoic view can help us be strong and at peace, even when we've lost something very important. Recognize and accept how you feel. It's important to understand and accept the feelings that come with loss. Stoicism teaches us that feelings are normal reactions to life's events. Let yourself cry and feel the pain without judgment. Writing in a journal or talking to a trusted friend can help you process these feelings. Pay attention to what you can change. According to Stoic philosophy, we should let go of things we can't change and focus on what we can. Determine what you can change about the situation, like how you deal with the loss, and let go of what you can't. Reframe the loss as a chance to grow. Stoics believe that every problem is an opportunity for growth. Number 6. Navigating ignorance with Stoic grace. Have you ever met someone who acts like they know everything but really doesn't understand? This situation can be annoying, but it's a good time to practice being patient and calm. Galileo, the famous scientist who said the Earth goes around the sun when most people believe the opposite, is a great example of how to deal with ignorance. Even though many people were against him, and he was even put under house arrest, Galileo kept his honor and dedication to the truth. He often chose to stay silent when people accused him falsely and showed their ignorance. Stoicism teaches us that we can only control how we respond, not what other people do. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." Realizing this will give you strength. Think about using this idea the next time you meet someone who is wrong. How could changing your response help if you knew you could control it? Galileo's silence wasn't weakness. It was a strong statement of his honesty and belief in what he had found. He knew that the truth doesn't need to be backed up by words but can stand firm on its own merits over time. This approach is similar to the Stoic idea of focusing on your own actions and accepting that others' beliefs are outside your control. Being gracious means knowing the limits of your power and picking your fights carefully. It means being patient and understanding even when things are frustrating. This practice leads to a peaceful and happy life and helps you see the bigger picture that focuses on long-term respect and success instead of short-term victory. Think about how silence can be a graceful reaction to ignorance in your own life. How might this method improve your relationships and your own health? Let Galileo's story inspire you to practice Stoic silence, turning potentially upsetting situations into opportunities for growth. Number 7. How to deal with rumors. Have you ever been the subject of a story, hearing whispers get louder as they went around? It's a normal reaction to feel upset, but keeping quiet can change the situation. Think about a community leader who protected the environment and faced false rumors about personal gain. Instead of addressing each rumor, she focused on her work, remembering Marcus Aurelius's words, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who hurt you." This leader's decision to stay silent and continue her advocacy let her actions speak louder than any rumor. Her behavior shows an important Stoic concept. It's not outside events that bother us, but how we react to them. How would your life be different if you ignored rumors with silence? What strength could you gain by deciding not to explain, but to keep going on your path? If someone says bad things about you and it's true, Epictetus tells us to fix ourselves. If it's a lie, this wise leader not only kept the peace, but also told her people to look past the lies by telling them to laugh at them. People who didn't believe in her slowly lost faith, but her calm attitude and unwavering commitment showed that Stoic silence can help you keep your image and self-respect. This story shows how Stoicism can be used in modern life, demonstrating how our reactions to false information can either feed the fire or put it out. It also shows that silence is not a passive choice but an active and powerful way to let our lives and results show what kind of person we are. Think about this approach the next time you hear rumors. How can practicing Stoic silence help you stay calm and focused? How might it change how other people see you over time? Share your ideas and experiences with dealing with rumors in the comments section below. What have you learned from these events? And how has silence helped you get through them? Your ideas could help someone find their way. Rumors can spread fast, hurt your image, cause stress, and create confusion. It is important to come up with good ways to deal with gossip in a world where information spreads quickly. There is timeless wisdom in Stoic thought that tells us how to stay calm, collected, and logical when facing problems. Keep your emotions in check. It is important to manage your feelings when you hear stories. Reacting quickly or strongly can make things worse and give the stories more weight. Instead, try to keep your emotions in check and look at the issue without bias. Pause before you answer. Take a few deep breaths and remind yourself that other people's opinions don't define your worth. Do things that calm you down, like mindfulness or meditation, to stay calm. Get clear and get the facts. Thoughts and details that aren't clear often feed rumors. Do not take them at face value. Instead, look into the facts, find trustworthy sources, and gather correct data to find out what the story is really about. Talk to reliable people who can give you more information before coming to a decision. Ask questions and look for proof. This method helps you react based on facts instead of guesses. Think things through before you act. How you react to a story can have a big effect on how true it is. When you act without thinking, you might misunderstand something and spread the story even more. Instead, react carefully and with a plan. Look at the situation and think about what might happen if you do something different. Respond to the rumor in a cool and accurate way if you need to. Sometimes, the best thing to do is to be quiet or say something slowly. Pay attention to your actions and personality. The best way to fight back against fake rumors is to show that you are a good person. Over time, stories can be put to rest by always being honest and showing what kind of person you are. Keep following your beliefs and ideas in everything you do. Take actions that are good for you and show who you really are. The more you act the same way over time, the less likely it is that false stories will stick. Practice not caring about what other people think. Stoicism tells you to let go of things you can't change and focus on the things you can. This includes other people's thoughts and stories about you. Remember that you can't change what other people think or say. Pay attention to what you do and how you think. Accept yourself and have faith in your ideals, no matter what other people say. Stoic ideas like controlling your emotions, finding the truth, responding wisely, being consistent, and not caring what other people think can help you deal with rumors in a balanced and logical way. By using these tips, you can handle the problems that stories cause with poise and strength. Number 8. When confronted with injustice. When we face unfair situations, Stoic philosophy teaches us to handle life's challenges with fairness and inner strength. This is crucial when dealing with injustice. The wise Epicurean saying, "Bear and forbear," reminds us to endure hardships without complaint and to forgive others for their mistakes. Nelson Mandela, who fought against racism in South Africa, embodied this principle. Despite spending many years in jail, Mandela emerged as a champion of peace and unity, showing deep Stoic resilience. He didn't passively accept injustice, but chose to focus on healing and unity, instead of seeking revenge. This choice illustrates a key Stoic principle. Our greatest power lies in our ability to choose how to react to outside events. How might our lives change if we followed Mandela's example? When facing unfairness, can we choose to show understanding and kindness even when it seems impossible? By staying quiet in the face of injustice, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that the best way to get back at someone who has hurt you is not to be like them. By choosing not to engage in conflict and instead fostering a spirit of healing and forward thinking, Mandela transformed a nation's view on justice and peace. His life shows us that silence is not a sign of submission, but a powerful tool for change and personal integrity. This Stoic approach does not mean passively accepting injustice. Instead, it involves strategic and principled silence that prepares us for constructive action. It's about maintaining inner peace and using calmness to inspire thoughtful solutions that address wrongdoing and foster a collective move towards a better future. As we face both small and large injustices, let us remember Mandela's silent strength. His legacy teaches us that sometimes the most profound response is cultivated in silence, allowing us to build the foundation for meaningful change and a happier, more successful life. Adopting this approach can transform both personal hardship and communal strife, leading us to a more peaceful existence. Everyone encounters unfair situations at some point in their lives. As a Stoic, it's essential to handle these scenarios with calmness and wisdom. The teachings of Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus can guide us in dealing with unfairness. They emphasize focusing on what we can control, staying calm internally, and reacting logically. Keep your peace inside and focus on your inner state. Marcus Aurelius advises keeping your mind cool and collected regardless of external circumstances. To regulate your emotions, practice deep breathing, mindfulness, and meditation. Accept what you cannot change and understand that you can only control your reactions to others' actions. Respond logically by thinking before you act. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause and consider the best course of action. Try to understand the cause of the unfair situation. This can provide clarity and possibly reveal a solution. Avoid seeking revenge as it only worsens the situation. Instead, respond reasonably and calmly. Always adhere to your principles and let your actions reflect your core beliefs and moral integrity. Set a good example by demonstrating how to handle unfairness with respect and honor. Look for constructive solutions with a problem-solving attitude. Instead of dwelling on the problem, approach the situation with a mindset of finding ways to resolve it. Communicate openly and honestly with those involved to seek a fair resolution. Advocate for systemic changes whenever possible to address the root causes of injustice. Reflect on the experience and consider what you can learn from it for personal growth. View the experience as an opportunity to grow and strengthen yourself, and prepare for future challenges by acquiring the skills and knowledge needed to handle similar situations better. It is important to stay calm, react logically, remain true to your ideals, seek constructive solutions, and learn from the experience when faced with injustice. By following these Stoic principles, you can handle unfair situations with kindness and honesty, turning them into opportunities for growth and improvement. Number 9. How to handle insults with Stoic wisdom. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once advised, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. This maxim serves as a wake-up call whenever we face insults, offering a profound approach to dealing with them. Silence. By choosing silence and understanding over conflict, we assert control over our reactions. Mahatma Gandhi exemplified this Stoic principle during his struggle for Indian freedom. Despite facing insults and resistance, Gandhi responded not with anger or insult, but with silence and empathy. His commitment to nonviolence, akin to Stoic ideals of serene peace, disarmed his enemies and garnered public support. How might adopting a similar approach when insulted change the dynamics of your interactions? What could you gain by maintaining composure instead of reacting impulsively? Choosing silence allows you to respond with purpose, portraying you as a composed leader. This disciplined practice not only preserves your calm, but also positions you as a role model above petty conflicts, echoing Marcus Aurelius's wisdom on the consequences of anger and grief outweighing their causes. Conclusion. Drawing from Stoic wisdom, Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In the spirit of these words, let us cultivate the profound strength found in silence, knowing when to speak and when to listen. By embracing this practice, we can lead a peaceful, happy, and compassionate life. Integrate these Stoic principles into your daily conversations and observe how the power of thoughtful silence enhances your experiences. If you found these insights meaningful and beneficial, please show your support by liking and sharing. Leave a comment to share your thoughts, and remember to spread these deep philosophical ideas with others. If you're new here, subscribe to our channel for more profound lessons in Stoicism that promote personal growth. Thank you, and see you soon. Have you ever met someone who acts like they know everything but really doesn't understand? This situation can be annoying, but it's a good time to practice being patient and calm. Galileo, the famous scientist who said the Earth goes around the sun when most people believe the opposite, is a great example of how to deal with ignorance. Even though many people were against him, and he was even put under house arrest, Galileo kept his honor and dedication to the truth. He often chose to stay silent when people accused him falsely and showed their ignorance. Stoicism teaches us that we can only control how we respond, not what other people do. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." Realizing this will give you strength. Think about using this idea the next time you meet someone who is wrong. How could changing your response help if you knew you could control it? Galileo's silence wasn't weakness. It was a strong statement of his honesty and belief in what he had found. He knew that the truth doesn't need to be backed up by words but can stand firm on its own merits over time. This approach is similar to the Stoic idea of focusing on your own actions and accepting that others' beliefs are outside your control. Being gracious means knowing the limits of your power and picking your fights carefully. It means being patient and understanding even when things are frustrating. This practice leads to a peaceful and happy life and helps you see the bigger picture that focuses on long-term respect and success instead of short-term victory. Think about how silence can be a graceful reaction to ignorance in your own life. How might this method improve your relationships and your own health? Let Galileo's story inspire you to practice Stoic silence, turning potentially upsetting situations into opportunities for growth.